Rapper Lil Nas X has been charged with 4 felonies. He has entered a not guilty plea. Tyrone Bowman Live. I'll be talking about this in depth on this evening from 6 different news sources. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right down to this story as it's covered from the Washington Post, USA Today, NBC News, Reuters News Agency, Entertainment Tonight, and Complex Magazine. So let's get it started. Tyrone Bowman Live talking tonight about the rapper known as Lil Nas. As you all know, I didn't show the video on this channel, but I'll try to find it for those of you that may want to see it. He was found walking around basically in his underwear and seemingly uttering a lot of different things out of his mouth. He didn't seem like he was in his right mind at that time. So let's get down to the story here. As reported first by the Washington Post, the headline reads, Lil Nas X charged with 4 felonies after reportedly attacking officers. The Old Town Road rapper faces 3 counts of battery against a police officer and a count of resisting an executive order. Rapper Lil Nas X, who is 26, was charged with 4 felonies after he was repeatedly seen walking naked in Los Angeles around 6 a.m. Thursday. The Old Town Road musician, whose legal name is Monterio Lamar Hill, faces 3 counts of battery against a police officer and a count of resisting an executive order, according to the Los Angeles Superior Court records. Los Angeles police responded to reports of a man wandering the streets in his underwear on Ventura Boulevard. Hill was arrested after he was found naked on the street. The Associated Press reports he's being held on $75,000 bail ahead of a preliminary hearing on September 15th, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said. Unsure if Hill was experiencing an overdose or a mental health crisis, police reported that the rapper charged at officers before punching one of them in the face, according to NBC News. Hill was then taken by the police to a hospital where he spent time Thursday before he was brought to jail. The AP reported he appeared Monday at Los Angeles Superior Court for his arraignment. The incident and charges were first reported by TMZ, which published the video that appeared to show the rapper in underwear walking on the street. The Atlanta artist was an unlikely kind of pop star, according to the Washington Post. Chris Kelly in high school, Hill spent his days chasing internet fame, experimenting across different corners of social media. Then almost by accident, he recorded a song during a $20 studio road, went on to break records. The country rap gumbo topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 19 weeks and remains the longest running #1 hit of all time. It kicked off a string of mega hits, including Monterio, Call Me By Your Name, which focused on Hill's queer identity and his Jack Harlow collaboration, Industry Baby. His most recent charting song was 2024's J. Christ, which spent a week on the Hot 100. In his 2023 documentary, Lil Nas X, Long Live Monterio, premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. He reflected on how sudden fame and fortune reshaped his family dynamics. He spoke candidly about wanting, within 5 years, to buy a home for each of his family members. During a 2021 performance on Saturday Night Live, he sang his sultry hit Monterio, Call Me By Your Name, while riding down a stripper pole. Mid-routine, his pants split. He finished the set clutching his private parts. In a TikTok video that he posted in 2021, he revealed that just a few years earlier in 2017, he was isolated and depressed in college, often overwhelmed by hypochondria, and convinced that he would die. He dropped out and moved in with his sister to focus on music before he was kicked out. Now, that's according to the Washington Post. Now, the USA Today, their headline reads, Lil Nas X charged with multiple felony counts of assaulting police. Now, and it's interesting how each um, outlet is going to record this. Here's a photo here of Lil Nas as Lil Nas X looks on at the conclusion of his arraignment at the Los Angeles Superior Court in Los Angeles, California, on the 25th of this month. So here he is. I want to make this a little bigger so you all can see it. That's him currently in his cell. They probably have him in PC or protective custody for his own safety. Now let me read this article as reported by USA Today. Lil Nas X facing 4 felony charges following his arrest last week in Los Angeles, officials said. The 26-year-old Old Town Road rapper, whose real name is Monterio Lamar Hill, has been charged with 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive officer, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office confirmed to USA Today. Lil Nas X pleaded not guilty on Monday, August 25, which was today. A judge in Los Angeles set his bail at $75,000 and said the singer must attend Narcotics Anonymous meetings. USA Today has reached out to representatives for Lil Nas X for comment. Well, the fact that the bail has been set at $75,000 is not really all that serious in that sense, and most likely the young star probably won't do any major time in prison. I don't foresee that happening, but I could be wrong. But I don't think so. The rapper was arrested on Thursday, August 21st, just after 6 a.m. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department inmate records show. In a previous statement to USA Today, Officer Drake Madison of the Los Angeles Police Department said that officers responded that morning to a nude man walking in the street on Ventura Boulevard. Upon arrival, the suspect charged at officers and was taken into custody. The LAPD said he was transported to a local hospital for a possible overdose and placed under arrest for battery on a police officer. Madison later confirmed the incident was related to Lil Nas X's arrest. Police said they believe Lil Nas X was using drugs during the incident, but his attorney, Christy O'Connor, said he was not using illegal drugs and described the episode as an abbreviation for the artist. Lil Nas X, who has been nominated for 11 Grammy Awards and won 2, achieved his breakthrough in 2018 with the wildly popular song Old Town Road, and he released his debut studio album, Monterio, in 2021, his EP, days before Dream Boy debuted in March, and his second studio album, Dream Boy, is expected to be released later this year. So NBC News puts it this way. Lil Nas X charged with 4 felonies after allegedly punching a police officer. Which is just a one-liner. Rapper Lil Nas X is 4 felony charges after he allegedly punched a police officer while walking naked through the streets of Los Angeles, and he was briefly hospitalized after the incident. Now, his father had something to say, and I'm going to get to that in a minute here. From Reuters, Grammy-winning musician Lil Nas X pleaded not guilty Monday to 4 felony charges after police say he assaulted officers who approached the singer while he was found wandering the streets of Los Angeles in his underwear. Now, one article said he allegedly punched 1 officer. Now, but according to this report, they're now saying it was several officers. A judge set bail at $75,000 and said the Old Town Road rapper must attend an outpatient drug rehabilitation program. Police say they believe that Lil Nas X was using drugs at the time of the incident. His attorney, Christy O'Connor, however, said there was no evidence of drug use by the 26-year-old. This is just an abbreviated episode in an otherwise productive life, she said. The musician was charged with 3 counts of battery of a police officer and 1 count of resisting an officer. He appeared in court in blue prison garb and replied yes when asked if he understood the bail conditions. So he'll be out on bail soon. Now let's go to Complex magazine, and which is a different spin on this because Complex is it's a black magazine that caters to the hip hop community. So I want to find out what they have to say about Lil Nas. Pulling it up. All right, here we go here. Oh, wow. We got a couple of articles here in Complex. Well, his father had something to say. According to Complex, Lil Nas X's dad denies his son was using drugs prior to naked arrest and hospitalization. Lil Nas X's father is denying the rapper was using drugs after he was seen roaming Los Angeles streets in his underwear and arrested, leading to felony charges. On Thursday, August 21, Lil Nas X born Monterio Lamar Hill was seen in various states of undress and allegedly charged at officers. On Monday, the Los Angeles Police Department announced the rapper was being charged with 3 counts of battery, with injury on a police officer and 1 count of resisting an executive order. In a conversation with TMZ and a slew of other reporters, Hill's father, Robert Stafford, denied his son's behavior was due to drugs. Quote, God is good, Stafford repeated to paparazzi. He's in good spirit, and he's very remorseful for what happened. It can happen to any family. He's going to get the help that he needs, and just keep him in your prayers, end quote. He reiterated that Hill is doing great mentally. Well, there's something going on with Lil Nas X. You can deny it all you want. You don't roam around in the streets naked. You don't roam around the streets in your underwear unless there's a problem. And evidently the problem is going to be revealed. So people can get upset and think that people are picking on him. No, no one's picking on him because I saw the video in its entirety. And apparently there was something wrong with the young rapper. So Lil Nas X has been hit with 4 felony charges after allegedly attacking cops roaming the streets in his underwear. According to Complex magazine, Lil Nas X is facing 4 felony charges following his naked stroll in the streets of Los Angeles last week that led to an encounter with police. TMZ reports that the Old Town Road rapper had been hit with 3 felony charges of battery with injury on a police officer and 1 felony charge of resisting an executive order. Nas's legal name, Monterio Lamar Hill, was arraigned on Monday. As reported by TMZ, he pleaded not guilty to the 4 charges and his bail was set at $75,000. He posted bail later that day and left jail. So as part of his bail agreement, he was ordered not to possess, use, or process illegal narcotics. He was ordered to enroll in an outpatient program too. According to initial reports of the incident, Nas charged at police officers when they responded to calls claiming that he appeared to be high on drugs. So the question is, if found guilty, if this goes to trial, and if he's found guilty, how much time will the young rapper have to face? So a felony charge of a battery with injury on a police officer carries a maximum sentence of 3 years in prison and a fine up to $10,000, while resisting an executive order carries a maximum sentence of 3 years in prison or probation. If convicted of all 4 counts, Nas could face up to 12 years in prison unless the battery with injuries charges are served concurrently. So, what is the rapper video about? The rapper was seen in the video walking on Ventura Boulevard at approximately 4 a.m. when he interacted with a passerby who recorded a video of him. He wore matching white cowboy boots and underwear in the clip and repeatedly told the person to head to a party. He also threatened to throw the person's phone away and placed a traffic cone on his head. Now, you're going to tell me that's something a rational person would do? Shortly after his arrest, surveillance footage surfaced online, showing Nas wandering around shirtless outside the Short Stories Hotel in Hollywood, wearing a cowboy hat and the same boots he was seen with in the other video. Another video later surfaced, this time showing the rapper completely nude while rapping Nicki Minaj's Monsterverse. TMZ tweeted a video on Monday showing Nas in court where his preliminary hearing was set for September 15. Oh, well, I don't know. Why are these brothers not taking things seriously? This is not a game.
So currently the court on Carroll Hill is number 25 BWCF 01389. So appearing with the defendant is Christine O'Connor.
That's correct, John.
And Ms. Garuti for the people. I would disclose to both sides. I believe I observed, as did thousands of others, what led up to his arrest. I did not observe the arrest. Apparently there's nothing to file on the events that of the defendant's actions prior to his arrival. I just want both sides to know that. So you waive reinstating the rights and are pleading not guilty?
I do not.
So I'll set this case as a 0 of 10 on September 15, 2025, Department 112 before Judge Samuels. Cost of a 0 of 10. Mr. Hill, you have a right to a speedy preliminary hearing within 10 court days of today, 60 calendar days. Do you understand and give up that right so your case could be set for preliminary hearing setting on September 15th with the understanding that any preliminary hearing is heard within 10 court days of that day?
Yes.
And I'll dance over to Judge Brandolino and Department F, as in Frank, briefly report will be ordered for sentencing.
Little Nas X and his preliminary hearing. This video is provided courtesy of TMZ, and it is for informational purposes only. I want to make sure that they get the credit for this video. I will keep you updated on this story here as I find out more information, and I'm going to dig deeper into it and find out exactly what's going on. Never surrender, never quit.